So we're stirring up something good here on the Dawn Show, some good cooking and good comfort food. Welcome back to the Dawn Show. We're here with Chef Edward Strojan, Victoria Freehouse. Some of the chef's secrets. I almost want to say, you know, Victoria's secret. We could have a lot of fun with this new lingerie in the show. But this is such a traditional, wonderful comfort food. I mean, there's nothing better than shepherd's pie at this time of year when it's cold and you want to get all cozy and eat some good stuff.
Definitely. So this is, so right now we're just at the point where everything is sauteed. It's cooking down. The heat is up a little bit high, medium high, and we're going to deglaze the pan with some wine. So
deglaze the pan with wine.
So what you want to do is you want to use the wine to get off all of the brown bits and caramelized stuff on the bottom of the pan.
Which is the good stuff.
That's all the flavor. That's where everything is down there. Use whatever you have in the house, whatever you drink. You sacrifice one glass out of it and put it in the pan.
So about a glass?
About a glass.
So what is that in your house?
A glass of wine?
Yeah, 4 ounces, 6 ounces?
Well, if I'm cooking with it, maybe like 3 ounces.
Okay.
I want a little bit more for myself, but you can use about 5 ounces of wine.
Okay. And sometimes I like to cook with beer. I mean, sometimes a nice
you can definitely
Yard's beer or something nice that you've got in the house, just throw that in there.
Definitely, like a darker, richer ale would really work nicely with this as well. A little bit of a different flavor, and it would turn out just as great.
And that's the thing with, you know, when you have an English pub, when you have the Victoria Freehouse, which is so gorgeous inside. I mean, you are famous for your beers as well. What beers do you serve?
So we have 2 cask ales that we have, and 10 taps that we're running all the time.
10 taps?
Yeah, so we have about 50 bottles. We do ales from Fuller's, from Wells, just all of the British ales are so good.
What's your favorite?
Oh, that's really hard. If I ever, when we're able to get in a beer called Coniston, Coniston Bluebird Bitter on cask is...
Bluebird Bitter?
Yeah, it's just really amazing beer, especially on cask. It's a little bit warmer.
Nice.
So right now I'm just going to add a little bit of tomato puree, and the goal now is to get the tomato really caramelized. So you want it to go from red to sort of a rust, a reddish brown color, and that'll mean that the sugars are caramelized and it's really rich flavor.
Yeah, with the red wine and now the tomato, it looks, the color of it, it just smells great and it looks great too. Now back to the beer.
Sure.
You serve in 20 ounce?
So we serve imperial pints, which is 20 ounces.
Nice.
And we also serve half pints, which are 10 ounces.
Nice.
So now we're going to add just a little bit of beef stock. This is homemade beef stock. You can use whatever you have around.
Okay.
You can substitute chicken stock if you want.
Okay. And how much of that did you put in here?
It's about 2 cups, about
a
pint for this serving size. If you're using 4 to 5 pounds of meat, I'd say 3 cups maybe.
And Tess Brown, our senior producer, who's married to an Englishman, so we have to do this right. She's telling me, get your carrots down in there. You got to cook. Yeah, they have to get soft.
Everything has to get going in the pan. So this will cook maybe about another 20 minutes until the stock is reduced and it's sort of almost syrupy. And then at that point, we'll add in the peas. So you can use frozen peas, and then you'll just throw them right in.
Now, if you used frozen peas, would you stick them in the microwave first?
No.
No?
You don't even have to worry about it. Just throw it right in there, and
you
it'll
see
all
this
cook
bubbling.
down.
This is how hot this is. So it's boiling.
So then that will reduce, and then when it comes to that point, then you're basically ready. So what you can do with this, it freezes really well. So if you make a double batch, you can always freeze it. Defrost it, and then you have dinner for another night, which is great with this dish.
And what do? You put it in a big freezer bag, or how do you freeze it?
You can well, let it cool down first, and then you can, if you have these like handy little quart containers, they're great for freezing stuff.
Okay. And can we see the finish? I know you have the finished product. I feel like I have to stir this. You know, I can't stop. I can't ruin it.
So this. Basically, when you've come to the point in which everything is cooled down, you put it into a baking dish, and then you'll top it with mash.
Yum.
So,
and these are the store-bought Bob Evans mashed potatoes, correct?
No way. These are homemade.
I have to tease the chef. Come on.
You can use instant if you want. I highly don't recommend that. But it only takes a minute to make mashed potatoes at home.
Now, do you whip? Because I cheat and I have the, I whip. I mean, do you by hand? You mash them? You whip them? What?
So we go through a pretty painstaking process at the restaurant. You don't have to do that at home. We whip them and we put them through a sieve so they're nice and smooth. However, for this, it actually works just as well if it's really kind of rustic and there's chunks of potatoes in it, and I like that. At this point here, you can also add, if you wanted to spice it up a little bit, you could put like grain mustard in here. And that would
okay.
enhance the flavor. So, and then what we're gonna top this with, this is an amazing product. It is cheddar curd.
Oh.
So it's the fresh cheddar before it's aged. So it sort of has the
Cheddar curd.
the texture of mozzarella, but the flavor of cheddar. And I put ample cheddar on here. You can use regular cheddar at home if you have it. If you can ever find this.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Where do I find this?
A lot of farms have it. Cherry Grove Farm is where this came from, and that's in North Jersey. But there are some places that you can get it around here.
If you can't find it, what would you substitute then? Just butter? Or
Regular cheddar. You can just
Okay.
use regular cheddar. You can mix it up with the cheeses to change the flavor of it a little bit. You can put some mozzarella in there even, and that'll make it nice and like oozy and delicious.
Okay.
And then when it's finished, it looks something like this.
Okay. And this is so you would stick this in the oven.
Put that in the oven, so if you have time, leave it in as long as it takes to make it look like that. It's about, 30 minutes, I'd say.
30 minutes at what, 325? Or you put it on the broiler a little? How do you get it brown like
Closer
that?
to 400.
400.
Yeah, the cheese can really go, and you just check on it every 5 minutes or so, and then it'll come out like that and just be nice and bubbly on top. Perfect.
Oh, very nice. This looks lovely. We're going to get out the forks. We're going to do a taste test during the commercial break. But when we come back, what are you going to make for us next, Chef?
Next up is chicken tikka masala, which is a traditional British pub dish.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, more with Chef Ed. We're cooking it up here. Be right back.